Jesus Christ and death are the two equalizers of this entire universe. Except one of them is true and good. My name is Ryder, and first and foremost, I want to say that I'm a sinner. And that's probably as much as I'm going to say about myself throughout this video. I'm just going to start off by saying I'm not entirely sure where exactly I want this entire video to go, but I want it to be a look or a perspective of someone that is my age, I'm 22, of the world that is happening around me, or that is happening around us. There's a lot of things happening in our lifetime. There's a lot of good things, as well as a lot of bad things. And I think that this would be helpful not only to someone that's my age, whether it be, 20, 21, 22, but someone that is younger, but also someone that is much older, let's say 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe even 60s. Because I thought it'd be really interesting for someone of any kind of age group to see into the mind of pretty much the next age group that's going to be in, 5, 10, 20 years, going to be running the countries or the countries and or the nations that we're going to be living in. I mean, that's not even just America. That's not just North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia. I wasn't counting on my fingers. I hope I said all the continents. Antarctica. Yeah. Throughout this video, if you have any thoughts or any comments or questions or anything like that, I may or may not put the links of just some places I may be at, or you could also just go down into the comment section and just drop a comment. I really just want to open up a little spot for discussion more than anything, because I realize at 22 years old now, for sure, that I have a lot to say, and I feel like I've listened and I've educated myself. I've educated myself enough to the point where now I'm trying to figure out exactly the kind of directions that I'm trying to take with my life. And some of it I'm certain about, some of it I'm completely uncertain about. And I have a list of just topics here, and I don't know how long this is going to be, but just maybe I might imagine this, and maybe for you, the viewer as well, might be able to imagine this as if you were to open a book for the first time, and these topics that I have written down are pretty much just chapters of the book, areas of thought, if you will, and I just want to go through them in the most rawest manner possible. If you do see some cuts here and there, my camera stops at 30 minutes of recording time, so there might be a little cut between at the 30-minute mark or 29-minute mark, every 29 minutes or so. I'm going to try my best just to keep it just running the entire time, but I haven't done it before, I'm also going to try to put the chapters, how you can do on YouTube, of the different topics that I'm going to be covering. But more or less, as far as what this video is the perspective of me, a 22-year-old, in the modern life today. That's what this is. So watch that with watch this with the frame of mind that it's just someone that is observing the world around them currently and is very curious and skeptical about the world around. And yeah, with that being said, let's be off. Also, if you hear an alarm go off, I have an alarm just so that I don't miss out on recording. Now, if you're confused first and foremost by what I said right at the beginning. Jesus and death are the great equalizers of humanity. I think I said of this world. I think I might have gotten the quote wrong, but it's something that I just wrote down just off of the top of my head that I've kind of been dealing with back and forth, which is it's this duality that's not equal at all, not equal at all. However, I think throughout me talking more and more, you might get a grasp of this this quote. So I'm going to say it one more time in its entirety, but I'm not going to explain it quite yet. Jesus and death are the great equalizers of humanity, but only one is truth and good. I'm going to leave that as it is. If you already know what that is, go comment down in the comment section what you think it might mean. But the first thing I want to get into is truth and lies. Something that I find interesting as I've gotten older is some things we grew up getting taught, some things we learn on our own, and we start to realize as we get older, call it wisdom if you will, that some of the things that we learned as we were younger don't really track or line up with things that we understand as we get older. Some things we may grow out of, some things we may learn a little bit more or look deeper into, or some things are just blatant, just straight lies. I think of things like education and education systems. I think of government. I think of the different industries around us. I think of the level of people trying to take advantage of you. With this facade that they're like on your side. And I'm not even talking about just like one-on-one relationships. I'm talking about on like a corporate level. Or even just like a business level. But maybe not right now. I may get into that a little bit later. But to me right now it raises the question, what's more important? Is knowing the truth important, or is keeping the thread of lies going long enough, is that more important than knowing exactly what the truth is? And the reason I say that is because sometimes the truth hurts, and the truth hurts a lot. Think back to the last time somebody told you the truth about something that they might have been before lying about for a while. Whether that be in like a relationship aspect, someone cheated, your significant other, or maybe a friendship, something happened, didn't tell you about it, don't worry about it, and then all of a sudden it comes around and they say, hey, I did this, and then, you're just taken aback and you have that reaction of, maybe not in the moment, but you have like this backstabbing feeling, maybe. I wonder, in that moment, are you more understanding because you know the truth has been revealed and the truth is better than the lie? Or do you feel like it would have been better off if you just didn't know at all and could have just gone without knowing for like 5, 10 years, 20 years, pretty much until you die, in a sense? And as I'm saying it out loud, maybe it sounds a little wild, but there's like steps to it, steps to the lying, steps to the compromising, steps to the deception, steps to, I think compromising is the first level. Could be wrong, but compromising. Red flags in a relationship, if you will. You're just like, oh, I don't have to worry about it. Or something that makes you overthink and you're just like, I'm not going to think about it on purpose. Or it's not that deep. Maybe I'm the crazy one, I don't know if I'm old enough to make this concrete point, but I'm sure as time goes along, you start to realize the red flags that you've seen at the beginning of a relationship, or red flags that you've seen at the beginning of starting a new job, or the red flags that you've seen starting something new. You're just like, that's weird. At some point it ends up bubbling up, and it ends up biting you at some point. So at some point, I wonder if it's like a willing deception of yourself, like, don't worry about it, I'm not going to worry about it, and then it ends up biting you later on. But then there's also for now I'm going to leave it like this, the naivety of thinking that everyone has it instilled in them that they will be good and they will be right to you, and that they are thinking about you when they make decisions. I'm going to leave that like that for now. Again, just thought-provoking, really. It may feel like a lot of the things that I talk about today have like loose ends right at the end. It's on purpose. Some of these things I know exactly how I feel about it. Some of these things I have no clue how I feel about it, so they're kind of thoughts that I haven't completed, things I haven't finished, things that I don't know the answer to. And I'm okay with not knowing the answer to, because that means that at a later time I'll be able to revisit that. I think that the more and more that you are absolutely certain on something that you may know, like you know it, you'll be less open to reopening that moment, that idea, that argument, that thing. You'll be less likely to open that back up and have an opportunity for growth there. So I'm just going to leave it open. I'm a skeptical person, and I'm very curious, just in general. And I like it. It helps me learn. Helps me believe in people. Helps me with the next topic, which is faith. About a year ago, I can't remember the exact day, it's a couple days after, like, it's around around August 12th, 13th-ish to like the 14th or the 15th, somewhere in that 3-day span is when I gave my life to Jesus. And I started to learn about faith and what is faith. I also started to realize, I'm not going to get quite into that, but I wanted to give that little background before I get into what I want to talk about, which is faith. I didn't realize that we quite literally all have faith in something. No matter who you are, you have faith in something, or someone, or even yourself. You have faith in something. And I'm starting to realize, before I put my faith in Jesus, not only did I have a faith in a whole bunch of things, and I'll tell you an example in a second, but I realized that I had faith in myself more than anything, and I didn't even realize it. The example I want to give with having a faith in a thing, I remember about a week ago now, I was just driving on the road, and I would be thinking about all the cars around me as I'm driving, just going by, and I'm looking around. And I see all these cars, and I'm just like, man, we, as a society, we have so much faith in all the people that are around us to drive well enough that they'll stop at the red lights, slow down at the yellow lights, go at the green lights, at the four-way intersections for the stop signs, the four-way stop signs, that you'll wait and pay attention to each other and let each other go at different moments, that you won't just, slam into each other. And as you're watching this, you're probably thinking that's completely reasonable. And I ask you, anybody that is driving more specifically, have you looked into other people's cars and paid attention to what they're doing inside of the cars? Just think about it for a second. Especially if you're going down like busy roads and everything. Now, I'm not going to call myself perfect. I'm also not going to write myself out. But I have seen more than once, every single time I even go out, where I'll see someone taking like a red light at like a busier intersection. Not taking a red light. At a red light, it turns green. And as it's turning green, I see this. And they're just driving while doing this. Mind you, imagine I'm the one that's sitting right here. Actually, imagine you're watching me, right? Or, yeah, you're watching me and I'm about to go this way. So I'm driving this way, right? And you just see me, the light goes green and I'm just hitting these. I'm just hitting one of these, just. Imagine having that much faith that the light turns green and you just send it without paying attention to anybody on this side, or even going straight. Just having that much faith in other human beings, in other cars, and even your own car. The brakes don't just shoot out. You have faith while you're driving a car. You don't get anxious. At some point, after you drive for a little while, you start having faith in your vehicle and you become one with the vehicle at a point in time. You can talk to people in the car, you can listen to music as loud as you want to, you'll be fine. But just think about that for a second. Don't even say anything. Whatever your first reaction was to the story that I just told, just sit and just think about it. How much faith that you have in that system that we have out there, where we're driving cars with these potential threats almost. That I have my family in the car, my baby in the car, my whatever else in the car. These are just examples, by the way. I don't have a kid. But I'm just saying that you have these people in the car and you have faith that everybody's gonna do the right thing. That's what I'm gonna say. So that would be, for me, an example of having faith in something, or other people even. A faith you don't think about, better yet. A faith you do not think about. But you have it, you definitely do. And you can't tell me you don't. Because if you really think about it, as you're driving the car, even you have faith in yourself not to do the wrong thing and to do the right thing. And to obey the laws that are out there so that you don't hurt anybody else. Okay, how about faith in yourself? I briefly mentioned it with that last example. You have faith in, how much time I got here? Enough time. You have faith in yourself. You have faith in yourself to do the right thing. You have faith in yourself to, let me give an example. Let's see here. Let's say a job. Let's say you have a job at a retail store. Let's go with that. Let's say you're a cashier at the store and you have somebody that's in line and you're ringing them up, you're scanning through all their groceries, their apples, their bananas, their whatever else that they're buying and stuff. You have faith in yourself that if you overscan, say you scanned 3 apples when they only have 2. You have faith in yourself to do the right thing, or to not do the right thing, which is to just leave it scanned, which means that they would be at the cost of you making a mistake, or you can do the right thing and take that overscan off, which then things would be made right. Even though that you made the mistake, you have faith in yourself to do what's right. Or you can have the negligence and just be like, whatever. You have faith in yourself to maybe even, even just you waking up and existing out in the world, you have faith in yourself to do the right and the wrong thing, to follow yourself, to pay attention to yourself. Especially if you don't know what you have your faith in, odds are you have faith in yourself. Odds are. And the point that I want to make with that is that you're definitely paying attention to something. You're basing your right and your wrong on something. I'm going to leave that there for now. The next thing I want to focus on is time. I'm pretty sure I had an original thought that I wanted to go with when I wrote this down. I'm going to look for 2 seconds just to see if I have something written down for it. Time. Oh man, where did I put it? Okay, I don't know if this was the original direction I was going to go with this, but it's something that was recommended to me, so I'm going to talk about it. Time. I think I'm going to just remember, but I'm going to go with the first thing. The fear of missing out. Thinking that you do not have enough time, that you're running out of time. This might be the perfect time to bring up this example. Yeah, you can't see what I'm doing. Now I just have this this sketchbook that I have, and it's unimportant what I have sketched in there right now. So, all right. So I have this example really quick. I want to pivot into the scarcity mindset or the abundance mindset. There's one on this side and there's one on this side. It's going to cross a couple different topics all at the same time, but I think this might be the right time to bring this up. So I'm going to come closer for a second. So, I got a blank page here, if you can see it. I'm going to draw something on here. Let's say we got this side. And then we got this side. Alright, here we go. You're gonna be like, what in the world is going on? I literally just drew a straight line with a side that is a little bit bigger and has like a, hold on, let me get it to focus. I'm gonna use my finger. So here we are. So we got this side, which is a little bit bigger, and we have this side, which is a little bit smaller. But the point that I want to make here, and the example that I want to give here, is pay attention to this line. Imagine that this is the world, this is the earth, and this is where we live on, this line right here. I'm going to make the point that anywhere on this line, even on this dot over here, is the scarcity mindset. What I mean by that is that this line and this dot is everything that we have in the world today. Everything that we have in the world. That's all the money that we have, that's all the success that we have, that's all the status that we have, that's all the leadership opportunities that we have, that's all the life that we have, that's all the death that we have. That is everything in our earth today. Everything. Now, I didn't point out what's on either side and what's on either ends of this line that I drew. But I'm going to start by saying that all of us, up until you realize what's on either side, are on the line. We're on the line. We think that there's only so much out there. Only so much. I'm trying to think whether I want to get into this now or later. This is the issue with being unprepped, but I like the rawness of this, so I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to move forward with this example, saying that right here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, hopefully it doesn't go out of focus. Right here on this side, this is Jesus Christ, and all of this over here, let's say right over here, this is Satan. Okay? We live on this line. This is Jesus, this is Satan. And if you want to take in any other direction, this right here is, let's say, heaven, and this is hell. Okay? This is where we live. We live in scarcity over here. The point that I want to make with this is that until you realize and see heaven, until you see Jesus Christ, you'll never quite understand the fact that this is not the world that we live in. This is just what's shown to us. This is the lies. This is the frustration. This is the confusion. This is the scarcity. This is the there's not enough to live. This is the I need to climb faster. This is there's not enough time. This is the fear-mongering. This is that job is going to pass me by if I don't take it soon enough. This is I'm not going to have enough money if I don't take this next job that's coming my way. This is, oh no, I had a kid by accident and I'm not going to be able to afford to take care of it. This is lack of options. This is, I'm scared. Now I'm going to stop this for 1 second because I'm running out of time already. So, 2 seconds. Start it again. Okay, so, back to the line. That's all of that on the line. I'm going to tell you right now, until you see and seek the kingdom of heaven, you will not realize that God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, heaven, the kingdom of heaven, operates in such abundance that it owns all of this, and this entire page that I've been showing you that's been in your face the entire time. Now look, I told you to pay attention to this line the entire time, and therefore you paid attention to it. But you were so far focused on the line and so far in the box that you didn't even pay attention to the fact that this is the abundance. There's a lot of steps that you have to take to be able to see this about the world around you. Or one simple step, and we'll get to that at some point. But I would recommend that instead of looking exactly at the things that you're supposed to look at and the things that people tell you to look at, to go out and to go look for stuff on your own. Because you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about with one of the first things that I was saying earlier, which is as you get older, there's some things that you start to realize are just blatant lies. I'm going to leave that there. I told you to look at this. The world is out here. It's on this page. God created all of this. Okay? He created all this. He created all this. He created created everything. He created you. And yet we're so worried about the line. Now, if I confused you, good. Not good that I want you to be confused, but good that you might be thinking about this in a critical manner. I really don't wish that you're confused. I really don't. My point is that I just want to give you a chance to think about some things more than you have before, and to give some things a second thought, a third thought, a fourth thought, and really just to observe the world around you in the eyesight of abundance as opposed to scarcity and fear and all these other things. You'll start to realize that everything that you're grasping at is only a result of paying attention to the line. Once you realize that you already have everything that you need, once you realize resourcefulness exists, building relationships exists, seeking truth exists, being curious and skeptical exists, many other things as well. I remember what I was going to talk about with time. Once you realize that time is a more important currency than money is, I remember watching a video very recently. This is the last thing I'm going to say about this example that I brought up, even though I may bring this up again, because I think this can be applied on many things. If I were to offer you $10 million, would you take it? The logical answer for most people would be yes. My next question to you is, if I offered you $10 million, but you die tomorrow, would you take it? Next logical majority choice would be, absolutely not. Now, is it an unfair hypothetical? Maybe. But does it put things into perspective, and does it show you that there is a priority in your own life as soon as you pay attention to it? Yeah. You would rather have your life than you would have the money. Now you put a price on, actually something that I would arguably say doesn't have a price. You put more importance over your life than you did the money. Just think about it. I don't think there's a right way to take in a lot of the things that I'm saying, but I just think I'm offering some things to think about. Moving on to time. Time as a currency. Time is indeed the greatest currency. Currency being transactional. Thing that you give out, thing that you take. I still have the Sharpie in my hand. I'm going to keep it in my hand for now. A currency. Why would time be a more important currency than money? Have you ever heard the saying, we don't really think about it too much, but like spending time? I'm spending time with my sister, I'm spending time with my boyfriend, I'm spending time with my girlfriend, I'm spending time with my family. Have you ever thought about it? Tell me if I'm thinking about it too hard, but especially as you get older, it becomes more apparent that you only have so much time to give to anything or anyone. You only have so much. There's a lot of things that can give you that perspective. I pray that the one thing that doesn't give you that perspective is like a death that happens in your family, or a death of an animal or something, because that can really do it to you. One little hint of what I was talking about at the beginning of this, Jesus Christ and death are the equalizers of humanity, but one is good and true. They will both show you that time is finite. Your lifetime is finite. It is finite. When you put that into perspective, that can throw you in a couple different directions for sure. I won't get into it too much, but the important thing I want to bring up about this topic is that time is absolutely more important than money. Absolutely. I want to hit a little bit of what I was saying at the beginning, Jesus and death. With death, there's so many different options to take with how you may receive that information and the perspective that you might get from that. Whereas, if you believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, it'll give you, I will say, as far as the right way, only one way of viewing so many different things in life. And I would arguably say the true way of living life, the good way of living life. And you'll start to understand from that perspective the truth about a lot of things in your life and the life around you. It'll give you the ability to look outside. Sorry about the beeping. It'll give you the ability to look outside the line and to look outside the box. And to pay attention. The best way I could explain it is that you'll wake up. Instead of like a gradual understanding and waking up of things, it'll be one of those things where once you see how the magician does his tricks, it's pretty much near impossible to get the trick back in the bag. You know how it's done. You know exactly how the trick is done. But with putting your faith in Jesus, it brings so much life and so much hope and so much faith in your entire being. Is life still a roller coaster? It absolutely can be. But the more and more you put Him at the center of your eyesight, in the center of your heart, in the center of your being, He helps you. I'm going to leave that there for now. What else do we have? A lot of these first things that I got into were a little bit more generalized, but I think as I keep going down this list, it'll be a little bit more specific, because I do have some things I do want to be super specific about, because there's no other way to get into talking about it. Let's see here. I think I want to get into leaders. When I say leaders, I mean any kind of leader that you could possibly think of. I'm talking about on the lowest level. I'm talking about on the highest level. Whatever you think the lowest and the highest level are. So maybe to you it might be at a low level like a manager at like a retail store or something like that. At the highest level it might be like the President of the United States or the Prime Minister of a nation or something like that. It might be something like that. To me, it can be that leadership shows up in places you would never expect it to. When something goes wrong, where's the leader at? Where's the one that'll take control? Where's the one that'll know exactly what to do? In a friendship, if something goes wrong, where's the leader at to try to make things right? Or that one phone call that you may make to somebody else when something is going wrong? Where's that leadership of, oh, you need something, I'm gonna come over and help you. It's not just because of a title, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a title. It can be a title if you make it a title, but it's a lot more than that. And I wanted to talk about the darkness of leadership today. I think that on this example that I brought up with the line, I'm going to bring this up again, just in case you forgot the line. Oh, I dropped the cap on the floor. This guy right here, this is good leadership. Over here and beyond, this is, I would say, questionable or bad leadership, I would say. On one end, I would pretty much just say good. On the other end, I would say evil. The reason why I say in the middle ground of questionable, is because I want to lay this out. And this is when I was right before I put my faith in Jesus. Do I have time? Yeah. This was right before I put my faith in Jesus. And I remember I had a conversation with my girlfriend. And it was in reference to a video that I believe she had seen, or even maybe like an exegesis on a chapter or verse or something like that. But she was telling me it was somewhere around, probably imagine it'd be August 12th, and maybe sometime down the line you'll understand why I say August 12th, but sometime August 12th, around there, when we had this conversation. And I remember that I was in the middle, kinda on the side of, I think this Christian thing could work. I think this could work for me. I think I'm starting to understand it. I think I'm getting it. But I also want to be able to, a thing about me, I pursue at this moment in time, music. I want to be able to go in between this side and this side, this side and this side. Again, the big thing here is that my idea is, I think this will work for me. And I remember having this conversation with her, explaining being on the fence. Maybe this might ring a bell. A lukewarm Christian. And I remember the way that she was explaining it, not word by word, but the concept and idea of it. And I'm not going to explain what she said word for word, because I can't remember word for word a year ago from now, just over a year ago from now, what she said. So I'm not even going to try to do all that. But I remember walking away from that conversation that I had with her, thinking about myself. I was just like, am I on the fence? Am I not entirely committed to Jesus? Do I not understand this whole thing? Is there any reason for me to follow God or follow Jesus if I'm not all in it? Does it even make any sense? And it was in that questioning of myself where I started to understand it's actually not about me. And I believe through those couple days afterwards is when I really questioned myself and the things that I was doing, where I was like, these are the priorities of my life. It's like something new, which is Jesus, music, I'm younger, if you can imagine, video games, my job, my girlfriend, whatever else. You know, as you get older, you start wearing a whole bunch of different hats, different things that you not have to, but occupy yourself with. And I realized I was on the fence. I was like, that's me. That's absolutely me. So within those couple days is when I realized I am on the fence, and I guess there is no point of me following if I'm not all in it or not. Or if I'm not all in it, there's no reason. It doesn't make any sense to. Because this thing that I'm reading, this person that I'm reading about and learning about, he's not an on the fence kind of guy. Jesus isn't an on the fence kind of guy. Neither are the people that follow him. They're not. So I look at Jesus' character, and especially now, I've had the time to observe and to study and understand it more and more. This is me not claiming that I get it, because I'm going to say to this day, and probably 5, 10, 20, 40 years from now, I'm going to say I'm still not going to get it entirely. But to the point that he truly is the way, the truth, and the life. And after a couple days, from August 12th, I don't remember when, but is when I did truly give my life to Jesus Christ. Because then I started to realize, no, this isn't working for me. I need to work for him. I need to do stuff for him. I am saved by him and him alone. All the other things that I was pointing out, Jesus, the music, the video games, my girlfriend, and everything else, whatever it might be, all of a sudden it wasn't any of that. All that stuff kind of just goes away. And it's just like, no, that's number one. That's the end all be all. That should be at the mountain of my eyesight, basically. That should be on my pedestal in my eyes. That is the faith who I should have my faith in. Not anything else, not in myself, but in him. Going back to this. Anywhere outside of being right here and outside of here, which you will never get to, we stand in here. You're either on the fence, you're either hot, you're either cold or you're hot. You're burning with the light, you're either in darkness. But a majority of us sit in here. This is the problem area. This is the problem area. Scarcity, fear, death, eternal life, the world around you, the truth, the clarity to see what's happening around us, the calmness, the patience, the love, the mercy, the grace, the ability to see all those things. I'm going to be honest, you may be able to get the perspective to see those kinds of things without. But you'll never be able to see the truth of it until after you put your faith in Jesus. You may see glimpses of it though. I'm going to give you that. Because you're on the fence. You can see the other side of the fence. However, you can also see the corruptness on this side. But until you stop being like, I think I'm going to play for both sides, until you stop doing that, you're never truly going to understand and feel what it's like to be on that side. Again, you may get glimpses the same way you get glimpses on this side of the evil, of the corruption, of the nonsense, of the white lies, of the half-truths. My mind blanked, I'm not going to lie. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it. On the fence. I was on the fence till I wasn't. And I think that's super important. Oh, I wanted to go back to leaders. I'm starting to understand and realize at my age of 22, there's all types of leaders in so many different places. And as far as like a status leader, someone that you look up to, let me just put it that way, or anybody looks up to, any single person, we're doing a terrible job at being good leaders. And I'm just going to name off a couple of places that we're doing bad. As fathers, as mothers, as streamers, as governors, as political leaders, as church leaders, as YouTubers, as influencers, as celebrities, and anything in between those that you could think of. We're doing terrible in every single direction. Doing terrible. And you might be asking, what are you even talking about? What I'm saying is that I do think it's completely irresponsible to think that at whatever level that you're at whatever level that you're at, whether you think that your influence is significant or insignificant, you are still influencing regardless. Most people don't understand how much pull or gravity they have around them until they get hit with a headline saying that someone did something because they watched another person do it. A streamer, for instance, very often, for whatever reason, especially in the streamer community and the influencer and the YouTuber community, they will dodge criticism and dodge fault for one of their followers or one of their subscribers or one of the people that watch them often and spend time watching them and have faith in them. A lot of times they'll dodge the accountability of the fact that these people, these kids, these people my age, older, younger, whatever it might be, they dodge the accountability and hide behind the "this is only entertainment" barrier. And I'm not a big fan of that. It's actually a tragedy. We put such a high emphasis on entertainment being these people's gods that because I have a certain title, I am entitled with having no accountability for my actions. I can do what I want when I want to with no obligation or no accountability to the things that come out of my mouth or the things that my body does or the things that my heart bring out. And people bring it out all the time. All these things, the past three things I just said, the mouth, the body. When I say the mouth, I mean the tongue, like communication. The body. And your heart. The thing is, if you're not living in full line with living to do good and the want to do good, the willingness to do good, where am I? A little bit of time. With the willingness to do good, you're setting an example at all times. So you not being willing to do that at all times, as soon as something bad happens, it's so easy, especially today, to say, it wasn't me, guys. I'm just X, Y, and Z type influencer leader. Not my fault. However, this is not me saying that the people that follow aren't accountable as well, because they absolutely are, whatever age you're at. I'm just saying that the people, because it's a majority of them, which is the issue, the people that have the responsibility to guide, whether they like it or not, that's the big thing, whether they like it or not, they have the ability to guide. They don't take their job seriously enough, and therefore they are becoming a part of the problem as well. But they'll never be accountable for that. Because who likes being humble and accountable? That's a thread that most people won't even touch. Because if they touch it, the whole thing comes down. They've already built a foundation and a... looks like it's about to die and my phone's about to go off. I already know it. 3 seconds. Just beat it. Give me 2 seconds. Change the battery. For the most part, people don't have the intention to watch you to be a good role model. It's like we watch you just because we're having a good time. And we want to have a good time and we want to be entertained. We want to forget time exists or forget whatever is going on in our life is going on. So the argument, if you don't think I'm a good role model, don't watch me. Or if you don't think I'm a good role model, don't let your kids watch me or something like that. It just feels like a naive take. Or just like you just don't care, Now again, I do think the biggest reason why somebody wouldn't do it at that level is because of how drastic they would have to have a change of character to look themselves in the mirror like that. So drastic that it would hurt their money. So drastic that it would hurt their business model. So drastic that it would hurt the relationships and the friend groups and the networks that they've built. Their foundation would have to come down for that to happen. So it helps knowing that why take accountability for my actions when everybody else is doing it? I'm just doing what they do, Monkey see, monkey do. It's kind of funny, but that's a pretty big reason why a lot of us do stuff. It's like we see somebody do it and we're just like, I mean, he's doing it. And then at some point you just keep telling yourself, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And now the next person that sees you do it, they're going to hit you with the same thing that you did with the other guy. Oh, he's doing it. I'm going to do it. Somebody's got to break the cycle. Now, I don't have this written in here, but this is something that I've always wanted to talk about. It's the cycle. It's the evil cycle, I want to call it. The evil cycle. Where someone does one bad thing and you decide that you're going to do something petty, so now you have entered into the cycle, and the next person decides they want to get vengeance, and the next person decides enough is enough, I'm going to take that vengeance to the next level, where it turned into something small to something bigger to something even bigger to something even bigger to at some point we just go straight to evil. Now it's like crazy because you're just like, we started here, how in the world did we get to pretty much having so much anger and frustration and in your body that you'd be willing to basically commit a crime, basically, like to hurt somebody else, you know? Now, this is the most extreme version of this example I'm talking about, but I'm going to try to find a little bit better way to explain this, because it's the same way that I feel about people that that do bad stuff. People don't do things for no reason. There's usually a reason behind it. Do things happen by accident? Absolutely. But you don't cheat by accident. You don't like cheat on people by accident. You don't kill somebody by accident. You don't hurt people by accident. You can. I guess let's stay on the extreme examples. You don't do these things, these extreme examples, by accident. You used your body and you existed and you were like, I'm in control and I made this decision. It's with this cycle. Maybe it starts with not... I'm going to do the relationship because for whatever reason I find it one of the easiest things to make examples from. Say you're a girl or guy and you get into a relationship with somebody purely based off of physical appearance. Everything is all sunshine and rainbows and you have this, what do you call it, puppy dog eyes for each other. Both of you guys kind of have that same thing for each other. Basically to the point where maybe even after a couple months, a year, or not a couple months, a couple weeks or even a couple months, you guys take it all the way and you guys have sex with each other. You've broken that barrier. That's where you're at now. Let's say it's been like 2 months, 3 months. When that wears off and you guys are dating, you guys are together, by the way. This isn't like a hookup thing. This is more like, this is where you've gotten to in your relationship. At some point, when, I'm not saying if, when the physical attraction wears off and you have to deal with the fact that you're now with somebody that you didn't pay attention to the red flags before, but now you're just like, oh, this person doesn't know how to manage their money, or this person is always getting into debt, or this person is really mean, or really petty, or maybe you might even say really annoying, or maybe maybe they talk to other people and you don't like the way that they do, maybe in a little bit of an over flirtatious way. Maybe you forgot to set boundaries. Maybe you don't know how to set boundaries. Maybe you just didn't set boundaries because you're scared to. All these different maybes, but my point is I'm just trying to give examples where we're at right now. You guys fell in love because you were physically attracted to each other. Months down the line go, now let's take it like 6 months, a year from now. You guys have gotten into a couple of, I'm not going to say arguments because I don't really like to say arguments. I think we inflate disagreements into arguments. In my mind, arguments are like you guys are yelling at each other, but for most people it's like we had a slight disagreement, we got into an argument, and it's like this cool thing or something. I don't know why people talk about getting into arguments with their spouses. So I don't know, it's just the thing that happens. Maybe to me it's just because of it has like a bad connotation behind it. I don't really like using it, but I'm just gonna leave that there for now. My point being, you have a couple disagreements. You're about a year into your relationship with this person, again solely based off of physical attraction, and you meet this other person. Let's say you're a guy. You're the guy in the relationship. You meet somebody else. Physically attractive. A lot of the things that... Maybe you get a new job. You meet this person. They're newly single, you find out. You've been working there for about a month or two. You start to get to know them a little bit more. They're a little flirtatious. You don't know where the boundary is, so you're a little bit flirtatious as well. But you tell your girlfriend not to worry about it. She believes you. You're starting to like her a little bit more. this new girl a little bit more, and you even like her on a personality level, and you start to see things that you like about this person then a little bit more than the other person, your original girlfriend. My question to you, the viewer, is what should you do? Because there's so many different ways you can go with that, but I'm going to just keep walking you down the line of someone. I'm going to be blatant with you that doesn't know how to draw boundaries, that doesn't know how to tell the truth, that is willing to lie because they're scared of hurting someone's feelings, that has a lot of cowardice, I will say. Now, they learned before, and I'll give them that, because they learned throughout this relationship what they want. But this person, they decide to go from just meeting that person, this new girl at this workplace, to flirting with them a little bit more, to talking to them, getting to know them a little bit more, to talking to them on the phone, to talking to this new girl about the problems that he's having with his current girlfriend in their relationship, talking to her about it, and getting to know her side of it. She starts saying things like, I wouldn't do stuff like that, I can't believe that she would do stuff like that. Now she's pitting you up against her, but you're kind of okay with it. Do you see where this is going? This is the cycle that I'm talking about. It was something small at the beginning, but now we're here. Now we're on this side. We haven't completed the cycle yet, completely yet, but we've turned something that was small, could have been small, and could have been dealt with, and we haven't dealt with it. This dude ends up not saying anything, but one day, not saying anything to his current girlfriend, but one day ends up going out on a lunch or a little outing or something like that with this girl from work. Hey girlfriend, current girlfriend, I'm gonna go out this friend that I made at work. I've told you about her before. She says, okay, no problem. She has that much faith in you. You wouldn't do anything. Then he goes out and well, who knows what happens then. I'll let you draw the conclusions there. All I'm going to say though is that we completed the cycle. At any given point in time, and this is not only just, I'm telling you right now, this is not only just the fault of the dude that I was talking about, the guy I was talking about in this example. But at any point in time, I'm not here to say someone had more fault than another person. But at no point did anybody say, this is a little weird, or is this the right thing, or why am I doing this, or we should stop this, or this, that, and the other. Maybe it did happen. Maybe somewhere between this entire story, some things happened, disagreements happened and such. I never got into that part. But my point of the story isn't with all the details, but literally just to make the point of this evil cycle I'm talking about. Let's focus on the guy. At some point during that relationship, he could have said, maybe this isn't going to work. Maybe before he cheated on that date that he went, not date, that little outing that he went on with that other girl, before he cheated there, maybe he could have been like, you know what, I shouldn't do this. You know what, I'm going to stand on 2 feet, and not only am I not going to go out with her, but I'm going to reevaluate myself and understand that maybe I shouldn't hurt both of these people. Hold up, pause. I know we've been together for such a long time, but maybe we shouldn't be together. Maybe I need time to spend just like on my own to figure myself out. But now, he not only hurt one, current girlfriend, two, the dude himself, how I feel, like whatever it might be with himself, and three, this other girl. Because now they're all a part of it. It's a spiral. It's a spiral of evil. And it's tragic how often that story probably happens, not only just to you or to other people that you may know. Now, I know I didn't give details, but it was definitely around or close to around some story that you might have heard from somebody, from yourself or somebody that you know. But it's not only just to that example with the relationship. I mean, it could really be anything, whether it be like in your workplace or in your relationship or within yourself, within your friendships, within your business. It really could be anything. What I'm saying is that anybody at any time could be like, this is not right. There's so many reasons to tell a lie. So many reasons. My question is, should you still tell the truth? Through faith in Jesus, you'll understand that telling the truth is absolutely more important. It may end up with you losing your job. It may end up with you breaking up with your girlfriend. It may end up with even more tremendous and extreme initial bad things that may happen. To the streamer, maybe you may lose your entire following because you're like, hey, I'm at fault for all this. Maybe you won't. The thing is, for someone like that is, I don't know if I can take that risk and tell the truth. Even though your foundation may come falling down, the foundation you built because you had faith in yourself, Jesus will build something up way stronger, way more beautiful, way more bountiful than you will ever be able to realize or to understand. By telling the truth. The truth will set you free. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I don't know how long I've been going so far, but I'm enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I haven't even scratched the surface with the amount of things that I have on here. There's like, I've been through like 6 topics. I wrote down like 60. Maybe more. Now that I'm looking at all this, it might take me a while to get through this, but maybe I'll make this a part 1 out of a series. But, I want to think where I want to end this off on, because I think this will actually be super long, and I want to be able to touch on these things on a little bit more of an in-depth kind of way, with more examples, more details, more emphasis on things, so that you can understand where I'm coming from with these things. I know at the beginning I was being a lot more generalized, but this time around with these past couple topics that I was more specific, but I hope you understand how all these things that I'm talking about work together. When you look at them all together, you're going to realize that there's patterns here. You're going to realize that there's something here. And you're going to think about it, and you're going to question it. And you're going to be, hopefully, I pray that you look at it with skepticism and curiosity more than anything. So we'll see what the rest of this looks like, but I want to go back to Jesus and death are the great equalizers of humanity. However, only one is true and good. Sorry about the long pause. I just think it's a little weird staring at the camera, to be honest with you. I'm breaking the fourth wall right now. I don't even. I'm not ready to explain that quote. I'm gonna call it my quote because I've never heard anybody else say it, but it brings a lot of what I'm talking about into context. So I'm gonna let you sit with it. If you understand what it's saying, or you think you understand what you're saying, please comment down below. Let me know if you think you know what it means. If you don't know what it means, then so be it. But I think it's just thought-provoking. It's fun for me to think about. But first and foremost, my name's Ryder, and I believe in Jesus, and I want that to be known first and foremost, and that's the most important thing. Jesus Christ is the most important. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I hope and pray that one day He will become your Lord and Savior, because I talked about faith. I try my best not to have faith in myself or anybody else, but in Him first. Him first and foremost. I try to have Him be in my eyesight, because He can pull you through some incredible things. He's pulled me through some incredible things in the past year, and it's only been a year. Through the highs and the lows, He's always going to be there. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see if I do this again. I don't know. I genuinely have no clue. So if this is the one and only time that I do make this video, I hope I leave this video up, and yeah. From over the camera, I love you and I appreciate you, whoever you are, and may Christ be with you.